Hey everyone, Jerry here, and we are back in OpenTTD. Now, as I mentioned last time, what we're gonna do this episode is clean up around here. Mainly, we have our very first train line which goes across here to this farm, but since then we've added a lot to it. Not the least, a pretty important route going up here, over here, and then we have this thing down here. So the main thing before we start any of this is to figure out which of these lines are actually most important. And as far as I can tell, the ones that we want to connect the most efficiently are this one here, this one up here, and this one coming here. Now, as far as I can tell, it makes sense for us to move this entire junction down here, or as close to down here as we can. So instead of this mess here, we'll have these going up a bit further, and then turning here, leading into a junction with these coming there and these there. This leaves us the option of connecting here instead. But yeah, I'd say let's just get started and see how we end up doing it. Like, to start with, I am gonna try to not interfere with the current rail system because we still need more money than we have. So instead what I'll do is I'll make up, like, I'll continue them without connecting them, and then once we're done with the actual junction we can connect it all together. So yeah, okay, so let's first of all have a look here. Now, these rivers are very much in the way and I would really love to get rid of them completely. However, that's incredibly expensive, as we saw last time, or the time before that, I'm not sure. But yeah, let's just quickly see. Okay, this matches up with this bridge here perfectly. Now that's a good thing, because that means we can cut out this bit here. But that also means that we now have something to aim for on the other side here, so if we continue these lines here, and let's see, this one here actually connects with this one, so we want a nice gentle curve here. So if we do there, and then we need to have another track going in here, which then starts curving here and continues along here, and I'm not gonna connect them still, just to avoid having issues with trains crashing or whatever. Okay, I think that's a nice gentle curve for that. Okay, so now we have these two connected nicely together without a big issue. Then the question comes, how do we want to merge all of this into it? And really, what I'm thinking is that, I don't know what I'm thinking. We could have this acting as the main line and then have this one up here and this one here just going down and connecting to it directly with a clover leaf like we have here. That would be pretty efficient, I reckon. It does leave a 90-degree turn to get from here and up to here, which might not be completely optimal, but I think we need to do something at least to get rid of some of all these junctions and clean up in general. Now, right here we have the issue of we need trains to come this way, we need trains to come this way, we need trains to come this way, and we need trains to come across here. Actually, we don't need trains to come across, but if we do, then we get the option of connecting up here instead, or here, which I don't know if it's more efficient. It's probably not. Anyway, I am babbling and I'm losing track of myself here. The main thing with doing this is that I want to increase the capacity here without slowing down the trains too much. Now, I reckon I can pretty easily do this without anyone ever gonna regretting this. It's just gonna add in a shortcut, which is often a good thing, at least. Now, these tracks here are not aligned, and that's the main issue right now. We can quickly align these though. I can connect this one here, I can remove some signals here and here, and then we'll allow these to connect. and then we'll remove these tracks here. I'm just removing this so it's easier to see what I'm doing. Now we still have the bypass here, we still have trains able to go through. So yeah, so far so good. We haven't destroyed anything at least. Now for trains coming this way and turning left, what we need to do. So far they can do this, which is actually not too bad. For trains coming up here and going down here, this here is not very optimal really, but it still functions for now. That's the thing. That's the main issue with all I'm doing here, is that everything we have is actually functioning pretty well. So there's not a big need for any of this. It's just more a matter of nice to have. So I'm actually tempted to, instead of doing like one huge junction here, then just making a bunch of shortcuts for trains to go with. Now this one I want to go away with completely and basically have something symmetrical around here if I can. If that's even remotely possible. It probably isn't. No, it's not. Not without having tracks crossing each other. Which I tend to avoid at all costs, because that's just bad business. But we need a way for trains here to turn up here without using this track here, because I want to get rid of this. So let's get the good old landscaping tool out here and build a tunnel right there. Now this tunnel here will allow trains to come up here. And what we then need is for a way for trains to get from this track here now. This is, I'm doing this the wrong way. I'm doing it the wrong way for future applications at least. By far the most efficient route is always to go with the opposite loop kind of thing here. So if we have signals there, there, and there. Now a train can go in here, turn around here, up here, and then continue up this direction. Now it doesn't quite work the other way yet, because we don't have any sort of connection down here. But at least we're getting started. Now the difficult thing about all this is doing it without any trains getting lost on the way, because you end up ruining the path. So that's kind of what I'm combating, or trying to combat at least. So let's see, the next one we need is for trains coming this way to go across here. Now the easiest solution would be if this bridge extended longer, but it doesn't. Instead we can have a separate bridge here. Going across like this. And signals, so we... Okay. Now, this train here has just come up from here, so I'm gonna remove these tracks actually and put these down. Which now means that trains coming from here will have to go this way and up there, or on if they want to. So trains coming from this way at least are good to go now. Now we need trains coming back from here, so on this track here, to connect to this one down here. Now this should be a minor issue, because we can just have them come over here and then turn like that. Ah, is that one of my good location sites? I think it is. Hold on, let me just have a look here. I think it's down here. Yeah. It's actually where I'm transporting more or less all my goods. So that's an issue. I don't know if goods will return once this building is finished building. I'm gonna have to assume that, because otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble. Now let's see. Back to this. We have the way for trains coming from this way to go down there. We have a way for trains coming here to go up there. Yeah, so we can actually remove all of this stuff now. So let's quickly get rid of this mess here. I'm clicking like a madman here, trying to find the right pieces of track to remove. Okay, that and there. Yeah, okay, excellent. Goods acceptance is now back. Okay, so let's see. If you come from here, you can go around there. You can come from here, you can go around there. If you come from here, you can go there. So basically we have a nice little triangle here, where everyone should be able to get everywhere. Just how we want it, I think. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think this looks a lot cleaner at least. They still have to do like bit of zigzag to get up there, but at least it's... I think the amount of sharp turns and such have been reduced. Now, this entire thing over here is still a bit messy. We could of course do much the same thing, or we could just leave it as it is. What I think I'll do is actually I'll expand upon what I already have here. So we'll use this, take this one into use. We'll quickly remove this. We'll wait until the train there is gone. Oops, didn't want that. And then we can do this. This means that all trains coming from here will now be able to turn, or do a very non-sharp turn to get over here instead of having this small bit there. Now, what is left here is the ability for these trains here to go down and into this track here. But I think I'll do the same thing, but here have a longer bridge going diagonal, or not diagonal, but alongside this one. So we'll have it come over here, connect up there, and connect in there. Some signals, and then we can remove this track behind this train. Now the only issue remaining here that I can see is that we still have to wait for, yeah, if I quickly go for transparency options, let's quickly remove these bridges here so we can see it behind them. Yeah, we still have the option for trains that coming here to go around and up there. Now this is the least optimal of all of them. So that's the one I want to work on now. Let's just get my bridges back here. We can remove these two, that, and we can destroy this bridge. Now, I built this extra track in here without much purpose really. Let me just quickly remove these bridges again so we can see. Now the thing is, yeah, what is the thing actually? Hold on, Jerry. The thing is, we need a way for trains to go from here and up to here that doesn't involve going around down here, because that's just a pain in the ass. And for that I suggest that we actually do the same thing that we've already done a couple of times, have a bridge across here. Quickly remove this extra bit of fluff here that I decided not to use anyway. And then build another bridge that goes up here. Actually, yeah, I'll take it all the way over here. Because then hopefully I can just manage to get in there. Yeah. Get the bridges back. And get some signals going. Now, this is a nice triangle again. I mean, you have the option going from here. You can go across this line here, and over here and up there. If you want, you can go down here, this way around. Yeah, I think this is actually. Now, the only thing I'm not too happy about is this bit right here, because that's going to be a slow turn. But since we don't actually need to like make a full clover leaf here, we can just quickly redesign this with something more speedy in mind, and also get a bit of symmetry here. Just quickly remove this so we can see what we have to deal with. Now this is actually a race against the clock right now. And I actually want it all the way over there. Okay, so no symmetry, but at least the turns are not nearly as sharp this time. So that should work. Actually, I want the symmetry. That didn't work out. I put the wrong signal there. Whatever. There we go. I want the symmetry. Okay, so far so good. We've managed to move around these tracks a bit, so it looks a bit more efficient now. I mean, come later in the game, we're gonna regret having all these bridges instead of tunnels, because the bridges have a speed limit on them. But I don't think it's gonna be too big of an issue now if we just... oh, so many trees. Remove signals here. Let's see, we didn't have any like goods just waiting here. No, excellent. Now here in the last bit of time, I'm just gonna have a look at these various ones. 26%. We are really not doing well on transporting stuff away from here. What about these guys up here? You? 29, 22%. Is that just because all our trains are crashed somewhere? Or have every single train we have gone lost? No, they're all seeming to make profit. Except for this one. Are you this one? Yeah. So that kind of makes me wonder how many of them have been lost for a while, and how many of them are just not... like some of them are losing money. I had a 1 euro last year, but that's because their routes are so long and the trains break down so often. So yeah, that's... I mean, this really is the land of trains breaking down. And it's getting really obnoxious in my opinion. Get some force signals in there. Like these diesel trains here, I think they're definitely the future. They have more power, more speed. Because I'm doing quite long trains, more speed is always a good thing, and more power. See up here, but yeah, I think we need to throw in a bunch more trains on more or less every single station we have. Now, which trains are actually coming here? Only a goods train. Okay. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I mean, we managed to clean up somewhat up here. I mean, it's not it's not a big junction like I promised, but on the other hand, trying to make a big junction on top of a hill, on top of tons of rivers, is just not an amount of money that's not really worth spending, especially when you actually do have a lot of your traffic that wants to not go from here and up to here. So this small detour here is not the biggest deal there is. Now, what we could do is just have a one-way shortcut here from here and then up to here, and that would cut off a bit of time, especially for in terms of reducing breakdowns, because trains breaking down going here won't be in the way of trains breaking down coming up here. And that's like, you could even do it with this track here as well, so just have all the tracks that want to come up here, trains that want to come up here, have them merge on a small... let's just quickly do this actually. So you want trains coming from there to be allowed to go up there directly, and we want trains coming from here. Now they want to cross this bridge first, I could imagine. So if we do like this, it's a bit of extra track here, but it should allow at least some of our trains to avoid a couple of stops due to breakdowns from other trains. So yeah, I think making a bit of a mess here would actually be worth it in that context. Now, I already regret this actually. Okay, good. Yeah, we could actually have done it from here, I think. There's just a signal there. Okay. Can't remove signals, no signals. Then what's the problem? Must remove signals first. Am I missing something due to the tree here? Oh, there's a signal there. Ew. That didn't sound like a positive sound. It looks nice, but like a profit, but... Oh, wait, okay, so it's a slightly sharp turn there, but on the other hand it saves a turn up here, so I'm gonna go with this instead. Bam. There we go. And with that, I'm gonna leave you guys for now. Hope you enjoyed. This has been OpenTTD, and I will see you next time.